Wholeness, beautiful beings, welcome to my space, my place. This is Notes of Nara, and my name is Naja Rashida. Welcome to you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today's topic is soul, spirit. How to cope when the gatekeeper of the soul is injured. We've all been injured, spiritually injured. No, not ego. Not ego hurt. Spiritually hurt. Okay? How do we cope with that? How do we deal? As I've mentioned before in the messages this week so far on the soul, spirit is the gatekeeper. It is the ultimate channel. Okay? And usually a lot of hurt happens when we're a child, childhood trauma, okay? Foundation. Some of us, are spared and we have, either we're able to thrive in our childhood or we're surviving in our childhood, okay? For me, it was a bit of both. To be quite honest, I have to, come on, I'm not gonna throw my parents under the bus at all. It's been just like this, right? And some moments I felt like I was surviving, and others I thrived due to my mother's, tenacity on making sure that we were receiving the best education, or she exposed us to a very artistic and creative world, or the not so great, which I'm not going to put on blast, my mom on blast, but it just went like this. Some people, some beings, they have a childhood where they're just surviving. Others, they have a childhood where they thrive, and then in adulthood they crash and burn. That happens. Sometimes you have a soul, they're surviving in childhood and they sink even deeper into despair and as an adult. And other times they survive in childhood and then they thrive in adulthood. And then you have people that just go up and down like this in life, and that's just, it is what it is. But when the spirit is injured, how do we cope with that? And I mentioned the soul keys, and that's a really big part of it. You can have your soul show you your soul keys. You can have people, right? Experiences, situations, lovers, friends, husbands, children, mentors show you your soul keys. And so many, just through conversation, a light bulb moment, happens. There's a spark. You feel the spark of your soul when you found a key, and this key unlocks a door, a portal into a wounded and hurt place. And it is your duty and responsibility to go in and investigate this room, this unlocked room of consciousness that needs your love and needs your attention. And so that's the best way. Soul keys can come in the form of conversation. It can come in the form of a book. Some people, they use the holy book. They use the Quran, they use the Bible, the Torah, the Bhagavad Gita, or they use a Wicca book. I mean, I don't know. It could be anything. I know there's one book that I've kept. It was gifted to me, and it's been one of my major soul keys. It's called Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Estes. And here's the thing: when your soul key has found you, or you have found your soul key, it becomes it further dissolves the illusion of fragmentation. You become that much more unified with the self. If you think of the Eastern philosophy or the belief system of the chakra systems, chakra meaning wheel, energy wheel, okay? There's the 7 major ones. We have hundreds of them, nadas, all throughout our body, but the 7 major ones. And if you can think of each chakra system, energy center, as rooms, and in each room, or think of it as a floor, okay, in a building, you have the ground, so you have first floor, second floor, or the basement, first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor, okay. Equate that to 7 chakras, all right? But on each floor, with each key, and sometimes you're called to go to the 7th floor, and then you're called to go back to the 5th floor, and then go all the way down in the basement, and then, you know, and you'll spend a few years in the 2nd floor, and you'll spend a few years in the 6th floor, then you'll spend a while down in the basement. This is how it works. This is just my personal opinion and interpretation of this. That's all. Take what feeds your soul, please. If it does not, click off. Not a big deal. No harm done. So yeah, that's how we can cope. And what's so powerful about the soul is you'll always have direction, especially when you open yourself to it. I am open to release. I am open to receive. I am open to create. I am open to move. I am open to forgive. I am open to this. I am open to that. And that's an invitation for the soul to come right through you. And I mentioned you got to be careful asking the soul, why? Well, why? Why? Why, soul? Why? 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 It's never ending. But remaining open to what is will allow you to be what you are. And that, I think, is all the message that I need to share in this video. And, you know, may this message find you well and whole and happy and healthy. Remember to expand your consciousness, embrace supreme loving guidance, and evolve your human being, okay? Because here's the thing, when it comes to doing soul work through spiritual work, okay? And doing checks and balances with your ego, the humanness can get a little kind of left behind. And so it's important to remember that yes, we are beings having a human experience, to not get so lost in the upper ethers of consciousness that we completely disconnect from our Earth star. Right? What grounds us, what keeps us centered in this reality for the time being within our vessel. We're only here for a specific amount of space and time. And then our physical form expires. And what do we have left? We have our spiritual channel, our spirit that holds the soul keys, right? But when you take the time to explore the different floors, the different energy centers of your consciousness, you begin to heal spiritually. And it's a lifelong process. No, I'm not saying you have to revisit trauma. I'm not saying you have to rehash an event over and over and over and over and over again. That's not healing. That's just re-trauma. You're just re-traumatizing yourself. And that could be addicting to some, right? It's the victim archetype. No, but you begin to heal. Truly. It's lifelong. You know? I worry when I hear people say, I've healed from that, and I'm done. Like, it'll never show up again in their life. And that's not how soul works. That's not how life works. Life energy is cyclical. It's not linear. There's no beginning, middle, end. Beginning, middle, end, beginning, middle. It all is it's happening simultaneously, and it will begin. It will keep showing up, and you just get better at knowing how to use the soul keys. And you walk into a room, you walk into that energy center, that floor, better equipped to handle the situation in that space, because it's just going to keep coming around again. Like, for example, you can say, this person broke my heart. My heart will never be broken again. I'm sorry. Yes, the possibility, the potential of your heart being broken again is real, and it may happen again. But guess what? If you do the work, you're the heart chakra, right? The fourth floor, if you will. You've done the spiritual work when you were hurting and your heart was broken. You did the work, you walked into the room, you did what needed to be done, and then you left it and locked the room and walked away. And an experience shows up again, and there's hurt there. This room needs your attention. You go into the room, you're better equipped now. You might even have a different soul key that carries different wisdoms and truths that can handle what's happening here. Everything that has happened to you has already happened and will happen again. Just in different ways, just in different forms, manifested through different people, manifested through different circumstances and situations. Lessons are just old friends that will come back to revisit and say, hey, remember me? I'm just in a different disguise now. What news do you have for me? That is what the lesson will ask you. What wisdom can you share with me? That is what the lessons are asking us. And it is our due diligence to seek out the wisdom to approach the lesson when the lesson approaches us. That is all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful evening. I enjoyed these talks for this week. Please let me know how you feel or think. I'm open to your different interpretations of such topics as the soul. I'm, again, like I said, I'm reading Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Myss. She has very interesting practices and philosophies. And so I take a while to study texts. I'll read books, okay? But when I'm doing the type of work I'm doing, I study these books, and it takes me a few years to really ingest the power, the message, the soul message that they're trying to get across. So I take this work very seriously as a student of the soul, student of life. And yes, all right, take care. Bye.